Hello everyone, my name is SiC and today we will be continuing my playthrough of Civilization 5. We're playing as the Soshone people and at the moment we are currently at peace with everyone, and I'm trying to get my culture and my tourism to go up as high as possible and to spread it as best as I can to all of the other civilizations in the game. And I'm trying to do that by having like open borders with everyone and sending as many trade expeditions as well, because all of those things they give us a boost. Let's see, like I can show it over here. Yeah, so as you can see, for Egypt we have a 40% bonus for open borders and 40% bonus for trade routes between our civilizations. I'm not going to have a shared religion with them anytime soon unless I take Islam, but I don't want that because I have a really powerful bonus for the religion of Tengrism, which gives me extra culture and faith for all the wine and incense, and I have a lot of wine and incense. Right? So I don't want to do that. I want to keep my religion of Tengrism. So I'm going to have to keep our boost for tourism output at 80% with most of these places, except for maybe Mongolia, which already has a shared religion, but not yet a trade route. But that's about all I can do, I think. Maybe Spain could be influenced towards Tengrism as well, but I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll find out at some point. Anyway, let's go on to the next turn and let's see what's going on. Looks like somebody is at war. Who's this? Egypt. Okay. Looks like the Egyptian army has arrived at Tenochtitlan finally. It's already quite battered too, so the city is about to fall. We have a lot of Spanish soldiers on our borders as well, but probably they're coming over to help Spain, or Egypt out with their war against the Aztecs. I don't think they will be attacking me again anytime soon, but you never really know. Alright, let's have a look. Choose production, because we finished building our factory in Tuntumamak. So what does the porcelain tower do? Requires rationalism. A great scientist appears near the city and generates plus 50% more science from research agreements. That could be okay, but not really all that good. So maybe the national epic would be something to consider for now. Doesn't cost us anything and it will give us extra great people generation in this city, so yeah, let's go for it. And you have this is something new. I never had this before, but you have factories in free cities. The ideas of the industrial revolution now permeate your society. Your people clamor for you to pick up an ideology for your civilization. That is really cool. Alright. So this is something that happens in the mid to late game, I think. Is when you can set an ideology next to your religion. And basically it's a government type, and they're based on basically on the Nazis, on the communists, and the capitalists, basically. So you have the Americans, which is obviously freedom. That's what they like, right? And then you have autocracy, which is, I believe, the fascists, or like the fascists of Germany in the Second World War. And then order, as you can see, you have a lot of workers. So this is obviously inspired by the Soviet Union, and all of these, they have different boosts. And so let's have a look at what they all do. So for autocracy, which is fascism, basically. Wounded military units inflict 25% more damage than normal. We get more gold cost reduction for purchasing units. United fronts, militaristic city-states grants units twice as often when we are at war with a common foe. So basically, allied city-states that are militaristic will give us more units when we are at war. Plus 250 tourism with all known civilizations, and we do know all of them. So when a great writer, artist, or musician is born, that could be quite powerful, because that's a really powerful boost. But I don't know how long that's going to last, so that's probably only for one turn. But it could help with making sure our culture spreads over to other civilizations. Spies steal technologies at twice the normal rate. That's not really useful because we are already way ahead of everyone else when it comes to science. Fortified borders gets you local happiness from castle, arsenal, and military bases. Happiness from every national wonder, not the world wonder. So I don't know how many national wonders we have. Not a whole lot, I think. That's like the iron works and stuff like that. You know, that's like a national wonder is something every civilization will be able to build when they meet the right circumstances. No matter if other civilizations already have built this wonder as well. But stuff like Eiffel Towers, that's a world wonder. You can only have one Eiffel Tower in the game, right? Right. On the second level, you get militarism plus 2 local happiness, which is like an added boost to what you already have with fortified borders there. So this is very military based. Basically, you have lightning warfare, police state, nationalism. This is pretty heavily geared towards the military, so I don't want that. I'm not going for a war anytime soon. So while there is 1 or 2 things in here that are useful, I'm not going to take it. Freedom, however, let's see what freedom does. Avant-garde, the rate at which great people are born is increased by 25%. That's quite useful. +1 culture from each great work. We already have quite a few great works, so that would help us with maybe give us +10 or +15 extra culture per turn for now, because we only have a few great works, I think. Specialists consume only half the normal amount of food. That could be very powerful, because we're running pretty low on food for all of these cities. Chance of rigging election in city-states doubled, which would be very useful for a diplomatic victory. Extra happiness on mint, bank and stock exchanges. There we go with the capitalism, right? +3 gold from all your trade routes with other civilizations. This could be very powerful as well, because we want trade routes to go to as many civilizations as possible. And then +1 local happiness from every national wonder. Then we have the volunteer army, which gives you 6 foreign legion infantry units for free, and 6 units are maintenance free. So that would cut our budget by a bit. That would be very useful. +1 local happiness from every watermill, hospital and medical lab. Combat strength of cities goes up. Specialists in cities produce half the normal amount of unhappiness. Plus golden ages are 50% longer. That one is quite powerful. New Deal, landmark and great person improvements produce +4 of the appropriate yield. And this will be useful as well, because we have like the, let's see. Yeah, so we have the campus over here, the science campus. And we have another one of those as well somewhere. Over here, right? So those would gain, they already give me +12, I think, and then they would give us +4 more. So this will be +16 science instead. And then +15 production when building military units, +15 influence from military unit gifts to city-states. That's quite powerful. Media culture, +34% tourism generated by cities with a broadcast tower. That's powerful too. Gain 4 more influence per turn at standard speed with city-states you have a trade route with. So this would also be something very useful for trade routes, but I think I will keep my trade routes going towards other civilizations as much as I can instead of the city-states. So not sure how much of the use that is going to be to me. And finally, you may buy spaceship parts with gold, which leads to the science victory, right? And let's see, finally you have the order. Hero of the people, the rate at which great people are born is increased by 25%. So that's basically already something we have in one of the, or maybe even both of the other ideologies. +2 local happiness from monuments. Every city has a monument, so that will give us +8 happiness for now. Skyscrapers. Gold cost of purchasing buildings reduced by 33%, so everything will be a lot cheaper to buy. +15 attack bonus when fighting in friendly territory, so this will be very useful for my defensive game, because I'm not going on the attack with anyone. Double agents. Spies twice as likely to capture enemy spies attempting to steal the technology, so this would help me keep my technological advantage over the other players. Could be very useful. Young pioneers, +1 local happiness from every workshop, factory and solar nuclear hydro plant, so this would give me more happiness as well. +1 local happiness from every national wonder. That's the same thing we already have from other ideologies as well. +1 local happiness from every observatory, public school and research lab. We're not going to have any observatories, except maybe for Go Shoot. No, because Go Shoot is not adjacent to a mountain. There's a tile in between, so that's not going to be very useful, I don't think. +1 food, production science, gold and culture per city. That could be quite nice, but it would only be +4. overall. New cities start with an extra free population. So if I want to expand again, this will be quite powerful. Plus 34% tourism to other order civilizations. So other civilizations that take up the same ideology as I do, with like if we all select order, right? We will get extra tourism towards their civilization. But if they pick something else, we're not going to have this boost. So that could be useful, but only if everybody becomes an order civilization. Now we have the workers' faculties. Factories increase a city's science output by 25%. That's really powerful. Build factories in half the usual time, but we already have 3 out of 4 cities with a factory, so that's not going to do much for us. The 5-year plan, plus 2 production per city and plus 1 production for every mine and quarry. We don't have a lot of those either. Let's see, plus 34% tourism to civilizations that have less happiness. And this could be powerful, but I don't know. I'm not doing all that great on happiness, I think. At least not compared to other civilizations. Because there are not a whole lot of unique... what are they called? You know, the unique like wine and gems and incense and all that stuff. There's not a whole lot of different ones of them in this world that we can find. So I think everybody already has these things. So we are about... I don't think I can get any more than I already have, is basically what I'm saying. And if I cannot get any more, then we're basically stagnated at 26 or lower. Unless we can do make some buildings that will increase our happiness. But yeah, I don't think that's very good. So, and then you have the Iron Curtain, free courthouse upon city capture, again something for war. And then spaceflight pioneers may finish spaceship parts with great engineers. And that could be good. But overall, I think I like the upgrades in freedom the best. So let's take freedom. And it also gave us 2 tenets that we can choose. And this is something that's very important. You cannot get to the higher level tiers of these upgrades. I cannot start at level 3 upgrades. I have to first have at least 2 level 1 tenets before I can have 1 level 2 tenets. And then I need another level 1 tenet so I can unlock this one, right? As you can see, they all link up together in this way. So I have to take 2 level 1 tenets for now. Let's see. Plus 1 culture from each great work. That could be very useful. Specialists consume only half the normal amount of food. This would help with growth of my cities. Let's see. Yeah, let's take creative expression. Right. Let's see. It doesn't say anything about great works, but that's fine. And then specialists consume only half the normal amount of food. I think that's the best thing we can do right now. And that should increase like food consumption or decrease food consumption. And like increase our income of food, basically. But as you can see, most Ankani, we don't really have a lot of people working these specialist buildings. Alright, so we could select that and we could get plus 3 science and plus 3 great people generation here, but that would cut into our food production. But let's see, what could we do? Plus 3 culture and artists. Do we have writer skills? Yeah, we do. Plus 3, yeah, let's have 1 citizen give us plus 3 culture and plus 3 great science or writer points. So I like the great writers, as you may know. Alright, our deal with Enrico Dandolo has ended. Malaka is looking for cultural guidance. We will have that for sure. And so one of the goals I've set for myself is, we can do some more exploring here, is to make archaeologists now. So I'm making 2 more archaeologists. I already have 1 in the field to get these antiquity sites. And that will increase our culture and tourism once I unlock more of these, or dig up more of these. He wants our gold for 4 gold per turn. Maybe I could get 5 for it, so there we go, yep. The Aztecs lost its capital. Ah, there we go. Egypt is quite strong military-wise. They are very much into expanding this game. What do they have? Camel archers. Interesting. Spain has publicly denounced Egypt. Again, I think. Or no, they already had a plan, but they did not denounce them quite yet, I think. I think that's what's going on there. Right, let's see. We could make another farm, but that only gives us +1 food in the desert. That's not really powerful. How is Kosher looking on food? +9, yeah. So, let's just build a trading post there. Get some extra money coming in. We could build another farm over here, though. Our archaeologist in Agadika is finished. Let's send him up north. I was kind of scared there was going to be a barbarian up there, but apparently not. Alright. Trade routes. We could go to Madrid. It would give them some science, but not a whole lot. So, in Lodz, yeah, I could use more money coming in. So let's go for Madrid. I don't think we have a trade route with them yet, and that will increase our culture output towards them. Right, Agadika. What do we want to build here? Let's see. How many turns does it take? 6 for an archaeology or archaeologist. Not really all that great. Museum could be nice because it has more spots or slots for great works of art or artifacts. So let's get working on that. Man, I really have a speech impediment. Alright, let's go for a bank over here and get more money coming in. And we are ready to ban the luxury of silver or embargo Mongolia. I don't want this to happen, but I also kind of want to ban silver. That was not a really big priority, so let's do 3 for silver and then 4 saying nay on Mongolia, because I want my culture to spread and I want to have a trade route with them. So that's not going to happen if Mongolia gets embargoed, right? A deal with Montezuma provided gold every turn has ended. Yep, of course, because they're almost effectively out of the game now, I think. Right, so they provided gold and we provided wine. They only have 1 city left, but this one is still puppeted. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, they are still in the game. This is their capital, but why is their capital a puppeted city still? That doesn't make any sense. Probably that's going to change when the Aztecs get another turn, but we'll see. Okay, so Mabanza Congo wants a barbarian encampment to be cleared out. Spain has publicly denounced Egypt. Alright, that's everything. More exploration, right? Yeah, let's see. 9 more turns until we get another policy available to us. Kathmandu desires the porcelain tower. Brussels wants Stengriism. Where is Brussels? Up here. Yeah, we could probably make that happen. See, our archaeologist has finished. So let's send him. Let's see, there was somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. It's close to Mongolian territory. I remembered that. There we go. Then we have Roger of Loria. That's a great sign. That's a great admiral. Why did we get a great admiral when we don't even have delete the units within your territory will provide 0 gold. Really? I can do nothing with him because I'm not going to have a fleet. Well, let's put him to sleep and then choose production for Mozankani. Let's get another archaeologist going. We can make another proposal for the World Congress as well. What happens? Current effects. Embargo against Mongolia has not passed. Because the votes are exactly equal. There's not a majority. So thanks to me, Mongolia is still open for business. And then silver was also not passed. Aztecs wanted it to be banned. But that's logical because they're at war with Egypt now. So, let's see. Click to propose. What else can we do? The World's Fair. Everybody would like the World's Fair, probably. Historical landmarks. Great percentile improvements provide +2 cultural works. And landmarks built by archaeologists provide +4 cultural works. Yeah, that's not really that powerful for me right now. Sciences funding, don't really need it. Arts funding, increased generation of great writers and other people, but decreases generation of scientists, engineers and merchants. That's also not really that great. Designates a world religion. That's not really going to happen anytime soon, I don't think, because we don't really have a whole lot of people being able to vote on this stuff. So maybe that's something for the later game. Each natural wonder provides +5 culture, but we don't have any natural wonders in our territory. Cultural heritage. Each world wonder provides +3 culture to its city. Egypt and Spain would like it, the Aztecs and Indonesia would not. But we are very friendly with Indonesia, and the Aztecs are powerless to do anything. So this could be useful. World's Fair, everybody would like that. Scholars and residents. That would allow people that are behind in technology to gain ground with us much more quickly. That's not something I want. Unit maintenance costs are raised by 25% gold. This could be interesting. The Aztecs in Mongolia would be really angry, apparently. Ban luxury embargo. Yeah, let's go for cultural heritage sites. We are on equal footing with Egypt when it comes to... no, that's not what I wanted. World Congress. We both have 8 delegates. So we are equal when it comes to that. That's going to be interesting, because I want to have more than him, for sure. But it depends on alliances with other city-states. So I might want to save up some money for that as well. Let's get the dig started over here. What else is there? A group of citizens from Brussels. Yeah, and they want Tengrism. Let's see, can we purchase... We could purchase a missionary for 400. But I kind of want to save up for one of these great people as well. So are they going to have... Yeah, it's equal pressure as well. So yeah, we are already a very strong ally with them. So it's not really a big priority. Let's just keep saving up for a great person. Like Montezuma makes peace with city-states, with Ramses. And Ramses declared war on Genghis Khan. Wow. Ramses is on a roll. So he leaves the Aztecs alone for now, but now he goes towards Mongolia. Interesting. Alright, let's get these guys out into the ocean again and exploring. Or maybe I could just set them to auto-explore, actually, because they're not going to do much here. Let's move this guy towards the antiquity site and see what's over at the mountain. Probably not a whole lot, but we'll see. Let's see. Choose archaeology. It's finished. We could go for a landmark improvement, which would give us more culture per turn. +1 culture per era older than the city's current era. Not sure how old this ruin is though, so that's kind of iffy. But I want to have the tourism go up. So let's take an artifact. There we go. This will help us a lot with the culture game. It did expand, or expand, or not expanding, you know, but it our archaeologists, they can be used only once. So that's why I need to create one for every cultural antiquity site that I want to take. A friendly trade route has been plundered between Warsaw and Goshut. Ah, right. Okay, so they did not take one of my trade routes, but it did take one that was going towards one of my cities. This guy can auto-explore, because I'm not going to go through this ocean tile every time. Right, let's see. Previous routes went to Thebes for 16 gold. That's actually quite useful, because it's +16, so that's really powerful. Let's continue doing that, and I still have space for another one, so let's maybe get one into Moak and purchase another caravan, because we have money to spare, right? And maybe, is there a building that we could, or want to buy? A police station? That would be very useful to stay ahead of the everyone else. Public school, +3 science. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's get our science up even more. Aztecs have publicly denounced Egypt, okay. So they just went to peace and then they denounced them again right away. Aztecs protect Bucharest, yeah, right, and Kathmandu. What are they going to do with just the one city and a deeply destroyed army? I mean, look at this. They only have a few tiles. They have like 8 tiles that they can work. Or 9 tiles, actually. That's nothing. Looks like a great musician heading over towards our territory. Or maybe towards Egypt. I'm not sure. But expanding a musician in other people's territory, I think it gives them a really big culture or a tourism output boost. A great engineer has been born. That's really good. Right, so let's set up our trade caravan. Let's go for Warsaw. It's plus 9 gold, and all the science stuff is similar. So go for as much gold as we can. Nikola Tesla, awesome. So Mosankani has finished. We could make a porcelain tower because it's very quickly finished. 9 turns, and then I could use Nikola Tesla to boost the production of that, I think. Let's get Vercingetorix out. Hurry production, plus 625. That would probably put our production over here into 1 turn. Like 1 turn left. But I don't know, let's build let's get our general production up even more, because we're at 72. But we could go for another only plus 4. That's not really that great, is it? That's not really strong. I might as well go for yeah. I'll expand it on the next turn and get the porcelain tower done really quickly. Right, so this guy did I send anyone over here? I don't think so. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's send this guy over there. The other guy is almost reached his yep, there we go. Vercingetorix can move back into Mosankani. Or no, he can't, because it's occupied with Nikola Tesla. So let's put him to sleep right there. A deal has ended. Marble to Ramses. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Silver for, what do you want for this? 6 gold per turn, horses and coal. Let's say 4 of each. No, he does not want that. Okay, fine. And then Isabella, what does she have that we could have? Nothing. But we could use an embassy. So let's go and do that. Did I have one with Egypt as well? I don't remember. Yeah, we do. Alright. That's fine. Let's choose production over in... Go shoot. I could go for an archaeologist down here and get this antiquity site as well. And then another one over there. That would be useful. Right, so let's see the deer. Yeah, so this is the end of their territory. That's fine. I'm going to put this Pathfinder into auto-explore as well from now on. I don't really need to deal with this kind of stuff. Not anymore. Like, we found all the major land masses, I think. There could be one up here. Like in this territory. There's nothing to see here. But on the minimap, yeah. There could be another one over there, maybe. But probably not. I don't know. Kuala Lumpur cancels quests. Another civilization has impressed with their faith. That's fine. Auto-explore for these guys. Nikola Tesla. He can hurry up the production of the porcelain tower. And then I can get started on more archaeologists there. Alright, next turn. Or, actually, one of the archaeological dig sites is finished. Let's see, create landmark improvements. But it's outside of everybody's territory, so that's not really useful to us. We could create a Kabul artifact or a Soshone artifact. Let's go for... yeah, what's useful there? I'm not sure. Because I think you can get a boost for having multiple things with the same... like there's one building I think that gives you a boost for having artifacts of the same type, of the same culture. Or like having things Like if you have a lot of Japanese art and Japanese books and art and music and stuff like that, then that will give you extra culture and extra tourism, maybe, I think, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna go for this and go for the more Soshone artifacts, basically. Hopefully that will pay out in the long run, and if not, nothing is lost anyway. So our national epic will be finished in Tamawak pretty soon, a museum as well in Agadika. We have a lot of choices to make in the next turn. Right, alright, so our worker has finished. Let's move into the other desert tile and make another trading post. We could go for another academy, actually. Or maybe I could boost something else. But, you know what? Let's put him across the river there and build another academy. I've decided that's what I was going to do with all of these things, so I might as well continue that trend. And see how much it stacks up in the end. Right, so this farm has finished. Could I build another one? +1 food. It's not really that great, but oh well, let's go for it. Choose production in Mozankani. Right, museum would be very powerful, and I think we're going to need it because we have a lot of artifacts coming in. So let's build a museum there. Let's build... yeah, we could use a bank in Tamawak. Get some more... boosts to our income there. Choose production in Agadika. We have a lot of choices here. Let's see. We could go for a temple because it would be nice to be able to get to 1,000 faith quicker to buy more great people. Or a garden. A garden would give us more. Yeah, let's go for a garden instead. That only costs us 1 gold per turn, and it will increase our great people generation. And what's this? Open borders to Isabella has ended. Alright. Let's go for open borders. Propose. What do you want? Wine, horses, and wow. Is that worth it to me? Yeah, I want to spread my culture into their into that territory. So that's worth it, I guess. I mean, it's very expensive, but it will help us with our end game there. Wine to Ramses has ended. Alright, let's see. Propose silver for wine. Horses and 5 gold per turn. Fine, yeah, he kind of hates us, so he wants higher prices. That's fine, because I just want the happiness boost, and I have some stuff to spare anyway. I'm not really using the horses for anything. I have enough money coming in as well, so that's all fine. Alright, next turn. And how are we doing on time? Let's see. 38 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to yeah, open borders as well. Let's do it. This is going to be my last turn here. For this episode anyway. And these turn times are getting really long. Right, I'm going for the Eiffel Tower when the museum gets finished, for sure. National Intelligence after that, probably. Broadcast Tower would be very good as well, for all of my cities. Right. Let's get an academy going here again. These guys can make a farm. We need to do some more research now, so let's have a look at our tree here. Let's see, faster embark movements, ironclad, rifling. Yeah, flight, that would be nice. The Prora requires autocracy, so that's not something we can build because we have the freedom ideology. So Prora can only be built with the autocracy ideology. So that's not really useful to us. Hotel would be very useful too. For extra, yeah, let's go for that. As soon as I get this, or the sooner I get this, the better. You know, because if I get to the tourism stuff quicker than everybody else, my output is going to have a pretty significant boost on theirs. For now, like they can catch up eventually, but I will already have done a lot of convincing with these people. Sack Witch has been recruited as a spy, so that's our third spy. Let's see. First one is in Tamag for counterintelligence. Let's move this guy to... yeah, I'm thinking I would send them to Mongolia as not as a spy but as a diplomat, because then I can ask Mongolia to support my decisions, or for them to support me in the World Congress. Let's see, who has the most... that's something else to consider. Let's go to diplomacy. Overview. Oh, wait. World Congress there. Everybody else only has 3 or 2. Maybe I could use Ramses, because he could have a lot of sway in the... yeah, let's go for that. Let's send this guy to... let's see, where is Egypt? No, not Tenochtitlan. Elephantine Heliopolis, is that the one? There's only Thebes. Ah, there is a spy in Thebes, right. Okay. So maybe send them to Spain, because Spain has 3 people, or 3 delegates. So let's send them as a diplomat. It also gives a boost to tourism output. And since Spain has a lot of culture and tourism as well, this will be a helpful boost. So let's see. He's in Thebes and gathering intelligence for 14 turns. But I don't think we can steal any technology from them anymore. So let's move them to... let's see. I think I have to send them to Thebes again. Or move to hideouts. So he's unassigned, and then let's send him to Thebes as a diplomat. Because... Egypt actually has some tourism output as well. Let's see. Egypt has 12 against my 27, and Spain has 10. So, yeah, Venice has just 6, so he's not really that powerful. But I could use the boost from the diplomats against Spain and Egypt. Otherwise, it's going to take a long time to convert them just by regular pressure. Right? Oh yeah, we have Vercingetorix here. Let's move him back into Mosankani and put him to sleep. And that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys for the next one.